house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed the help.
If y'all thought that Jaguar Wright was done spilling tea on Diddy, you clearly don't know this woman. Cause not only is she not done spilling the tea, she is taking it a step further by bringing some hard evidence to reveal some of the men that were victimized by Diddy. As it turns out, there are many more victims than the 5 people who have filed lawsuits against Diddy. And according to Jaguar, they are too scared to speak up because they are terrified of having their lives ruined. But Jaguar isn't with all that. And not only is she revealing who these victims are and telling how Diddy allegedly hurt them, but she is also snitching on some big celebs who enabled Diddy and helped him hurt these victims. Child, Jaguar isn't playing games with nobody, so let's break down her latest claims. If there is one person that we can always depend on to give us all the spiciest, wildest tea on celebs, it's Jaguar Wright. She has been exposing celebs for a hot minute now, and she has never stuttered. Our girl Jaguar has been spilling the tea without holding anything back, and even though some people call her out for being a liar and making things up, she has been proven right every single time. Well, this time she is keeping her foot on Diddy's neck and exposing him some more. Jaguar has made it more than clear over the years that she is not a fan of Diddy and his shenanigans, and she is one of the first people to expose him for allegedly victimizing younger people in the industry who looked up to him. For a long time, people thought she was making things up because of her beef with Diddy, but given their lawsuits and investigations by the feds, well, let's just say that Jaguar has been vindicated. Now that she has finally gotten us to see the part of Diddy that she has been trying to get us to see for the longest time, she is now diving deeper into the situation and exposing some of the men that Diddy has victimized in the industry, allegedly. One of the first names she had on her list was rapper French Montana. And girl, when I tell y'all that, I was not surprised with this one because people have been talking about this for a long time. French Montana's relationship with Diddy has always been sus, from the time that Diddy signed him with Bad Boy Records. It didn't take long for people to start talking about how French was starting to look like Diddy's boy toy because their relationship was just too sus. Diddy was right beside French at every single event, and it quickly got weird, especially when this video of them hit the internet.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear French. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
It's a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah.
Girl, what was even going on in that video? French was shirtless in that video and oily like he had gotten a massage before or used baby oil for other purposes that I'm going to leave to y'all's imagination. More photos start to hit the internet of both men in some seriously shady situations like this one where Diddy had his butt on French's groin area, and it was just so weird. According to Jaguar, not only was Diddy allegedly intimately involved with French Montana, but he also allegedly introduced French to his lifestyle, and surprise, surprise, it didn't take long for French himself to face SA allegations because 2 women came forward with allegations that they had allegedly been SA'd by him. Now you think that Diddy would distance himself from French after that, right? Well, nope. Instead, he stuck by his boo thing, even going as far as to name a flavor of his Ciroc vodka after French. According to Jaguar, Diddy and French continued their thing until Diddy got bored of him and traded him for some fresh meat. Jaguar then went on to talk about rapper The Game and how Diddy forced him to be his boy toy for a couple of years and even went as far as to hold The Game's career back because he didn't want The Game to leave his control. Last year, The Game had a chat with Drink Champs, and let me tell you, he spilled some serious tea about his encounters with Diddy. So back in the day when The Game was still hustling to make it big in Hollywood, he met Diddy. Now, Diddy made it sound like he was going to be The Game's ticket to the big leagues, but surprise, surprise, he did not come through. The Game dropped hints that Diddy even tried to pull some shady moves, attempting to turn him into his boy toy.
I started kicking it with Diddy, right? I ran around with Diddy for 2 years, damn near. And this Diddy, we never went to the studio one time, but he was like, yo, I with your demo, that you know, bad boy, hey, Playboy, hey.
Can you believe leading someone on for 2 whole years? That's some next level craziness. But hey, this isn't the first time Diddy's been accused of trying to play games with younger guys who saw him as a mentor in the show business. There's this other interview that The Game did when he talked about rappers who were in the closet, and according to Jaguar Wright, he was referring to Diddy.
So that in the closet shit is real scary, you know what I'm saying? So we got to get into, get into the seriousness of it, and it's just not fair to, other people, and then that shit spreads because that girl that you might be fooling might leave you and go find another dude who ain't gay, give him the disease, and he go cheats on her, and so it's a, it's an ongoing thing, man. So it ain't cool to be in a closet. So if you gay, just say you gay, man. Be gay and be proud, man.
He spoke spoke straight facts, and according to Jaguar Wright, the game was referring to the allegations about how Diddy allegedly gave Usher herpes, and how Usher has been sued for recklessly exposing other women to it without informing them. But he didn't stop there, because he went on to reveal that he had worked with a DL rapper who tried to hide his real sexuality by keeping a public image of being a womanizer and having multiple babies by different women.
So you think that you've worked with a gay rapper?
Yeah, man. And gay, not being just full out gay, but hiding it, trying to pretend like he, loves girls and live the rap lifestyle, but really, he's a man fan.
He's a man fan.
Yeah. There's a lot of man fans out there in hip-hop.
The game also laid down his situationship with Diddy during his deep dive on Drink Champs. Back when he and his older brother Big Face were grinding to get their music out there, one of their mixtapes somehow landed on Diddy's desk, and Diddy reached out to them. And let's just say it wasn't all about making music together for Diddy. Diddy insisted that he only wanted to sign the game and not his brother Big Face. But for some reason, he didn't sign the game at all, and just kept him by his side, living a good life, flying everywhere together, and having a good time. It was giving sugar baby, sugar daddy vibes, and this went on for 2 entire years until the game broke free of Diddy's control and eventually got signed by Dr. Dre. But why did Diddy refuse to sign the game? Well, according to Jaguar Wright, it might have something to do with the fact that the game got tired of living the sugar baby lifestyle with Diddy and wanted to actually hit the studios and make good music. Remember how 50 Cent said that Diddy tried to take him on a shopping spree like he was an Instagram baddie? Well, the game revealed that Diddy did the same thing to him as well.
Start kicking it with Diddy, right? I ran around with Diddy for 2 years, damn near. And this Diddy, we never went to the studio one time, but he was like, yo, I fuck with your demo, that shit, bad boy, but hey, Playboy, hey, here go a watch, Playboy, here go a chain, Playboy. I'm like, yo, we ever gonna rap? This nigga like, nah.
I was doing for 2 years.
Yo, but the jet leaves at 5. We going to Miami, Playboy. We going to, we going to New York. We in ATL this weekend, Playboy. Pop out. And I was going everywhere with Diddy.
So Diddy kept stringing him along for 2 years, making him believe that they were eventually going to make music and hit the studios together. Instead, Diddy preferred to fly him everywhere and buy him expensive gifts. Yeah, sounded like Diddy wanted him to live the life of an Instagram baddie. But this takes a different twist, because the game's brother Big Face hinted that Diddy and the game were actually involved back in the day. He posted this picture of Diddy and the game looking pretty comfy and captioned it, "Maybe it wasn't my street credibility. Luckily, the game was able to get out of Diddy's control without damage, but Bryshere Gray wasn't so lucky, because he lost his career when he refused to continue to be used by Diddy. Y'all probably remember Bryshere from his role as Hakeem Lion on Empire. Bryshere was discovered by Charlie Mack, who later became his manager. Bryshere initially wanted to be a rapper, not an actor, but hey, bills gotta be paid anyhow. Plus, Empire was a music drama and was a great leg up for him. Things started to look up for him when Charlie Mack introduced him to Will Smith, who he quickly hit it off with. Will became his mentor in the industry, and they quickly became close. When Bryshere confided in Will that he had dreams of being a rapper, Will introduced him to his good friend Diddy. I mean, this sounded like a great thing to do, because Diddy is one of the most influential names in rap. But in hindsight, we should have been suspicious, because the rumors about Diddy and Will Smith engaging in some sort of weird and shady activities soon started going around. Jaguar Wright also came out to reveal that Will had affairs with multiple younger men in the industry. She claims that he pretends to mentor the men, but then he allegedly forces them into a relationship that leaves them traumatized.
House, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Jaguar Wright claimed that Will traumatized Bryshere, but as it turns out, he didn't do the traumatizing alone, because according to her, Will Smith and Diddy tag teamed Bryshere, allegedly forcing him into freak-offs that affected his mental state. And when Bryshere finally decided that enough was enough, Diddy was not about to let him go just like that, and he allegedly got Bryshere blacklisted in the industry. Jaguar claims that there are so many more victims of Diddy who will never speak up because they are too scared of what he will do to them. Even with all the allegations against him, he still remains very powerful, and many victims are too scared of what will happen to them if they speak up. Fans are shook by these new revelations, and they said Diddy a man fan, but how he goes about it is predatory. He wine and dines them, and as soon as they don't do what he wants or isn't easily persuaded, he pigeonholes or straight up ends their career. Look at the groups he created that are no longer together. He is a narcissistic sociopath. Doesn't matter if it's with women or men. This is so heartbreaking for Bryshere. I can only imagine how all this impacted his life. I hope him and other victims are able to heal and gain justice through all this. And I hate that this industry is like this. People can't practice their craft without the expectation of possibly being or all victims need to speak up, and the predators need to be exposed and pay the consequences so they don't continue hurting people. But y'all let me know your thoughts on this, then check out this next video.